All right, so I got a client coming over in about 10 minutes. So we got about 10 minutes. But I wanted to talk about, what's it, HB 2509, I think it is. The tamale bill. Tamale and top assemblies is what we're going to be talking about. Here in Arizona, right now, we have a Democratic governor, Katie Hobbs, doing a great job. She's swatting all those stupid bills that the Nazis, the Republican Nazis are doing. Listen, I'm not Republican or Democrat. I think they're both dumb. But I do admire that Republicans are themselves, which are shitty people. And I don't appreciate that Democrats are shitty people, but they pretend that they're not shitty people. So, but they're all shitty people. So, but here in Arizona, HB 2509 or whatever it is, the tamale bill, Katie Hobbs, the governor, vetoed it. And she's been vetoing, she's vetoed like 20 bills that the all Republican Senate and whatever House of Representatives have passed here in Arizona. You know, so they got a Republican majority, but it's not a super majority. So they still have to ask the governor, you know, hey, are you going to pass this? You know what's funny is these are some petty fucking cunts. All of them, petty cunts. They could easily send Katie an email or a phone call and say, hey, we thought about passing this bill, blah, 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 whatever it is. And are you going to veto it or not? And she could easily tell them on the phone, hey, I'm going to veto this. Don't waste your time. But that's not how these petty cunts work. These petty cunts they pass like, 20 bills, and she vetoed them all because they're all stupid ideas. And this latest one, Tamalegate, is see now, again, the Congress or whatever the state representatives, the House of Representatives and the Senate are all Republicans, and here in Arizona, Republicans hate Mexicans. Okay, that's just a given, right? Some of them are just open Nazis. Most of them just hate Mexicans. Okay, so but they have a bill that it would have allowed people that make food at home and then just like wander the neighborhoods and sell it on the street to be more enabled to do this, which is of course is a terrible idea. It's already illegal. It's already terrible. It's not a real business. But anyways, Katie Hobbs shut that shit down. She's like, no, of course not. So my idea is that the Republicans just passed this one to make Katie look bad. They know it's a bad idea, and they know it wouldn't get past her. And so they're like, well, we love Mexicans too. And some Mexicans are like, yeah, let's eat tamales. And I'm like, no, fuck all that shit. So, but it's not nice to just say, fuck tamales, fuck Mexicans, because that's not what I'm saying. It's not what I want. Now, if the government had got together and said, hey, look, here's a list of approved cart, like tent dealers of food that they have a food license, but it's just like a little cart or a food truck or something like that, and you're at home and making tamales and you still want to make money, be a food provider, be a wholesaler to these vendors that are approved and will be on the hook. The other way to do it is do it by donation through a church. That's another way to do it. But you gotta, again, the church will be on the hook if anybody gets sick. Real quick on this one, this is my last SPL cone. This is a very good Chinese knockoff, or it's probably the same cone. Same cone as the Sundown SPL cone, tall roll, whatever. Just so you know, you don't get any extra benefit by having a tall surround. In fact, you end up having problems with this because it doesn't flex evenly, but it's more resistive, it's stiffer, and I used a copper 8-layer coil on this one to be dual 2, and I think it's going to be a little soft, so I just want to give it a little more resistance so they can beat it up a little bit more, and so that's what I'm doing now. So this one's all good, ready to go. But I read that article, and it was from the New Times, which the New Times is typically, in the past, has been very, let's say, Democratic Party, liberal kind of thing, but I think that all that has changed after Trump had Backpage rated for prostitution, but it was really for guns. So, but anyways, yeah, if you know what's funny is the easy part about making tamales is making them. That's the easy part. You can work from home. It's all good like that. Katie Hobbs' concern is that there's no way to inspect where these things are made or accountability if something goes wrong. And so that's why she vetoed the bill. It has nothing to do with Mexicans or hating people from doing a hustle or anything like that. It's really about accountability, and I thought it was a very sensible veto. And so it's just funny to see the petty Republicans passing a bill that they don't even approve of, but they just want to try to embarrass her, and it's not very good. These guys are petty professionals. But I had that one idea, which was go through a church. Go through a local church. There's lots of churches that would be willing to be on the hook and maybe get a donation that don't molest your kids. That's another way to go. And it would be the government's job, or it'd be a good place for the government to create a list and say, here's a list of tax-paying vendors, cart vendors, whatever they are, and then you can wholesale to them. Right there, that's just a list of customers that the state just gave you. That's a great fucking idea and a great compromise. So, but I wanted to get my 2 cents on that one. Where'd the motor go? Oh, it's over here. So, I had the wrong motor for somebody. I need a trip. Trip's what I need. So, if this video gets canceled right in the middle, it's because that dude showed up and my phone, for some reason, on the settings, 2, 3. Oh, I only need 2. So when I'm building these, anyways, if he shows up, for some reason on my settings, if anybody can help me, it interrupts any video that I'm doing. So it kind of sucks, but that's how it goes. So this is Ricky's 15s in New York. He was bummed out that I was not able to complete on time while he was visiting here. He's stationed in Saudi right now, or working in Saudi. And he was home for a minute to visit. And I'm behind, so he didn't make it. I did get his amps out to him and 1 battery so far. The other battery will go out today, and then the 4 top assemblies should go out probably by Tuesday. So whenever I'm putting these together, I only use 2 because that's all you need. And then when I'm finished with it and it's tested good, I'll mark them A, B, and then put the lines on them so you know how to go on there. Again, it's just a good practice. These are custom woofers. I don't have exacting standards of production yet. We're working on that with the GONZO Junior. But anyways, I had to go through and solder all these. I have these spiders. I had Jolly Zoo. I ordered through her, and they soldered the leads, which I paid a little bit extra for. But you notice the solder joints were bad. They weren't. Some of them were bad. I don't want to say all of them, but some of them are bad. So what we have to do is go through and reflow them, which takes a minute. These there's Pickle Rick. So, but he's getting, these are dual 1. This is the 140416 coil. And all I got to do is do assembly now and put the cones on them, and they're good to go. But I only do 2 bolts because when this is finished, I just want to take 2 bolts off, and the top assembly will go. He'll get a wrench, which is this little guy. And then we usually I use the stainless cap screws like that, and then they get a number 6, or no, 5mm. This is the Bauhaus ball end one. It's really nice. That way you can get in there at a little angle. So, but other than that, that's those. Let's see, positive, negative. Oops, baby. But I haven't done a build video in a while, and I thought it'd be nice for you guys. So when I put these in there, I usually bundle those up, and then I put like a little weight on them just to hold them and get them out of the way. Let me double check this gap. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Not all gaps are the same. Not all shims should be the same. Again, it depends on what I'm doing. I'm still burning through a lot of the concept audio stuff. Oh, I did want to let you know I had to give my, well, actually it wasn't the first, it was the second, but I had to tell somebody no. Somebody had hit me up and asked if they could buy the GONZO Junior motors, and I was like, nope. I go, that time has passed. So, and I'm not even going to be selling the motors. Oh shit. I'm not even going to be selling the motors on their own. Anytime something falls in there like that, it might have glue on it, so you just toss it out of the way. You don't want to use it because it can cause problems. So anyways, I had to tell them no. And I mean, I felt bad, but I actually need all the money I can get in order to make my numbers look good, which is having a lot of assets, right? Which is equity, value, that kind of thing, and then also having low debt, so that I can get a big fat loan and then get the fuck out of here. So, or sublet this place and move anyway, and just be retired and travel the country finding industrial suites and then subletting them out. So, or just leasing them out. So I'm using, this is the quarter, the one that I had them modify the tooling on, the T.C.O.Z tooling. So, oops, sometimes they slip like that. Very fast. Not that it makes a big deal, but it's just a little cosmetic. So people want these to look as, what's the word, as clean as possible, and I understand that. So, and then I'm just going back around, and now I'm reclaiming these. All right, so that's clamped down. We're going to just go ahead and just give it a little spritz. This is not activator, this is accelerator. Just need a little bit. It just kind of helps quicken the process. So because what I'll do later before I go to bed is I'll come back and I'll drill these and put the hardware on them to hold both of this to the frame. And then I'll do the triple joint, which is you put a roll of jizz in there and then put the cone on. And then it'll sit overnight and they'll be ready for tomorrow. I got to do testing then, and then do the inner cap and then the outer cap. So, but at this point, sometimes I'll just do the terminals. And these are doubled up. So it's dual 1 ohm. That's going to be wired, and it's already hardwired in series. And that allows me to double up the leads. And each lead has 2 fat, flexible tinsel leads. So the chances of a tinsel lead burning are slim to none. And again, it's about hedging your bets when you're building these things. You can only do so much, and that's all you can do. But the end product is have a nice clean product that's well built and doesn't break right away. It puts up with a little bit of abuse, even though I still have lots of guys on my Facebook friends list that are like, I just haven't bothered to unfriend them or block them, and they're like, it's gonna die in a couple of days. I'm like, okay. So which I think is entertaining, and I don't like to block people's free speech, and as long as he's not saying something super terrible, I just let him. It's not a big deal to me. You know, I wish there was a service. Oh, what's his name? Dustin Ybarra. He had a great bit the other day. I think I posted it, which was about getting state sanctioned hand jobs. I'll give you a link in the description. But I've been really liking his comedy, and I think he's a great, funny guy, and I think he's really going to go places. But yeah, I wish in my future, in my mind, one day people will be able to go in and get a state-sanctioned hand job relief. Because if they're giving those to dogs, they should at least give them to humans. But we'll see. So when I'm tightening these, I'm just using a soldering iron piece. You can use anything. Sometimes I use a little bit or something like that. So you just don't want to over tighten. It'd be great if I had a drill that was already torqued up, but I just got to do it by hand for now. In the future, when I get a bunch of Mexican ladies in here making them for me, then we can give them the tools to not have to think about it. So, and then what I do is I go back and I raise the lead so that way they have a lesser chance of touching the frame. I can't stand this ad from, what is this, Shopify? I don't mind ads as long as they mix them up, but they do the same ones over and over again. That one, and then there's this one, it's some healthcare company.